So I think this is where we stopped last class. If you could recall, am I right? I have shared a page. I think this is where we stopped. Can you confirm, anybody?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have learned about the negative interrogative forms already. Okay, fine. Anyway, the first 2 minutes, let me just summarize what we've done so far. So the language, we started learning the language with the articles and nouns. We learned about the different genders, how to identify gender and the different forms of articles. Yes, and certain exceptions, all those. And then slowly we started learning about the verbs. And in verbs, we saw that the verbs are grouped under with the ER endings, they are made into different groups. So we have specific rules for conjugation. The verbs change their spelling according to the subject of the sentence. And for each subject, we saw that there was a particular ending. So these were the endings. You can see the verb parley is an ER verb. So the ER is replaced with an E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT. These are the endings. Fine. And then we saw that the verb, the sentence can be negative. Yes, you can change negative by adding nopa. And we saw about the interrogative sentences by adding esker. There are two types of interrogation. The first type of interrogation is formed by adding the word esk in the beginning of the sentence and a question mark at the end. So when I use esk, I am framing a yes or no question. So when I write esk Shapal, do I speak? Esk tu parles, do you speak? The answer is going to be either yes or no. So that's why we call it as a yes or no question. Est qu'il parle? Does he speak? Est qu'elle parle? Does she speak? Est-ce que nous parlons? Do we speak? Est-ce que vous parlez? Do you speak? Est-ce qu'ils parlent? Do they speak? Fine, you can further extend it into a sentence by adding any noun. Here I have added español, which is Spanish. Es que tu parles español? Do you speak Spanish? Right, I can make your own sentences. We'll be continuing with framing of sentences, all those in the coming sessions. And then there is another type of interrogation which is done by the inversing the position of the subject and the verb. So par je, and we put a hyphen in between, and when it's being done so, you can see in the third person masculine and feminine, that is the he and she form, we put a T in between the verb and the subject. So T doesn't change the meaning of the sentence, it's just fixed to pronounce for helping in the pronunciation, that's all. So instead of reading it as par il, I'm going to read it as palthi. Parl and is read like palthag. So just for the sake of pronunciation, we put a T in between. It plays no other role in the sentence. Right? So this is what we have covered so far. So we saw about the ER verbs and its conjugation in affirmative, interrogative, negative. Am I clear so far? Is there any question? Shall I proceed with the next topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So now I'll present and share another document. Here it is. So today also we'll be learning about verbs, but a set of new verbs called the irregular verbs. You can check the conjugation and tell easily, you can guess easily why it's called irregular. Why do we call it as irregular verbs? Because you can see Ale ends with ER, but you can see we don't change the ending, but the entire form changes. Jove, Tua, Ilva, Alva, Muzalo, Muzale, Ilvo, Alvo. So you could see that the different spellings of go, I go, you go, goes on, he goes, etc. Fine. So that's why we call it as irregular. There's no specific pattern. We just have to by heart the spellings of all the eight for all the eight pronouns for this particular word. So the same thing happens with these verbs also. The fair, to do, you can see the different spellings of fair. Je fais, tu fais, il fait, elle fait, nous faisons, vous faites, ils font, elles font. So to be, I do, you do, he does, she does, we do, you do, etc. Fine. And then comes venir, which is je viens, tu viens, il vient, elle vient, nous venons, vous venez, ils viennent, elles viennent. The different spellings of come. So these verbs we call it as irregular. So how many more irregular verbs are there in the language? That would be your question. There are almost a lot of verbs equal to the regular verbs. Yes. So how do we learn it? It just comes with practice. So I want you to write down all the verbs that will be listed right now, conjugated like even though it's in the printable form. I want you to write it in your notebook, yes, so that it will you get used you'll get used to the spellings. So for you in this syllabus, we are just limiting it to 15 verbs. If you're thorough with the 15 verbs, the conjugation of the 15 irregular verbs that we do. So here are the next three verbs you can see. Savoir, connaître, comprendre. So conjugation, je sais, tu sais, il sait, elle sait, nous savons, vous savez, ils savent, elles savent. And that of connaître, comprendre. You can see that of another three verbs. I put it on a single page. Écrire, lire, rire, and the last three are vouloir, pouvoir, devoir. So I want, I can, I should. So these are the irregular verbs that you should learn the conjugation for. I want you to write it down in your notebook and learn the spellings. So now let me just make one or two sentences using the conjugation here. Can one of you tell me what does this mean? What would be the translation of the sentence? Je veux un café.
I want my coffee.
Yes, I want a coffee. Est tu veux un café?
Do you want a coffee?
Yes, so do you want a coffee? Il ne veut pas. Ne veut pas le café.
He does not want a coffee.
Yes, he doesn't want the coffee. Fine. So this is how you make use of the verbs in various sentences, be it affirmative, interrogative, or negative. Yes. So the rules of framing affirmative sentence, negative sentence, interrogative sentence, it's the same for both regular and irregular. Only the conjugation is different. Otherwise, sentences all look the same. Would this mean je peux parler anglais? Je peux parler anglais? Anybody could give the translation? What does this mean? Je peux parler anglais? What is per? It's given here. The meaning is mentioned here. So that's why I'm
I
asking
can
you. I can.
Speak English.
Yes, parler is speak. Just now we saw parler. I can speak English. What about the next one? Est tu peux? Sorry, est tu peux parler? Est tu
Can
peux
you
parler?
speak French?
Yeah. Est tu peux parler français? Can you speak French? Il ne peut pas parler français. Anybody could give the meaning of the sentence? Translate the sentence. Yes. Anybody can write. Il ne peut pas parler français. So I'm adding ne pas. You know ne pas is negative. Not. Ne pas is negative. So how do I translate this? He cannot
he
speak.
can speak
Yes, he
French.
cannot speak French. Good, right, thank you. So it's il ne peut pas parler français. Yes, so try to apply. I am trying to apply the verbs in affirmative sentence, interrogative sentence, and negative sentence. Okay, let me put one more word and make this into a sentence. Je dois. When I say je dois, it means I should. So, je dois écrire une lettre.
I should write a letter.
Yes, I should write a letter. What would this mean? Ne dois pas chanter. Again, I used a negative. So, chanter means to sing. So, he should not sing. He should not sing. Il ne doit pas chanter. This sentence would be ils doivent danser. They should dance. Right? So this are frame sentences. Any question here? Is it clear? So what you need to do is learn the words, the meanings. Yes. Only then you can just frame your own sentences as you think. Otherwise, each time you need to refer to something to get the word. Yes. Try to frame your own sentences using these verbs. You can write j'écris, write a letter. You can extend it further by adding j'écris une lettre à Raj. So I write a letter to Raj, or I'm writing a letter to Raj. Je lis Je lis un journal. Can one of you translate this?
I'm reading
Have
a
written
journal.
a
Yes. I'm reading a journal means newspaper. Okay. So je lis a journal. It can also be journal, as you said. Okay. So another meaning is newspaper. Je lis a journal. Got it? And I'm just making one sentence for each. So when I write il ne rit pas, il ne rit pas would be he doesn't laugh, or he is not laughing. Il ne rit pas. I put it in the negative sentence. Il ne rit pas. Again, we can make similar sentences. So here in this page, I just want to tell you the difference between the usage of these two verbs because they mean the same. It's used when you know a person or a place. Can make frame a sentence like this. I know a place called Delhi, so I say Je connais Delhi. So I know a place, so I'll use Je connais. Je connais Delhi. Tu connais Patrick. Patrick is a person, name of a person. So in that case, I'll use connect. So when I know a person or a place, I'll use connect. Yes. Whereas when it comes to savoir, I'll use savoir when I have a knowledge about something. Example, I know to dance. Look at these sentences. Je sais chanter. Tu sais danser. Il sait parler italien. Elle sait français. So you know to sing, you know to dance. He knows to speak Italian. She knows French. Yes, we know to swim. Nous savons nager. We know to swim. So when you have a knowledge about something, when you have a skill, when you have a particular talent, In that case, we'll use savoir. Right, that's the difference between the verb savoir and connaître. Yes. Let me make one sentence with this particular verb. What does this mean, this particular sentence? Yes, I put a sentence, an interrogative. Can one of you translate this? Est-ce que vous comprenez?
Do you understand? Do they understand?
Right. Do you understand? Correct. Do you understand? Vous means you. Right? Vous, you. Est-ce que vous comprenez? Do you understand? So if you don't, you say je ne comprends pas. I do not understand. Am I clear? So if you have any doubts, please stop me then and there and we'll get it clear. Okay, so here let me make a sentence. Je vais à Belong. I'm going to Belong. Or I go to Belong. Je fais Je fais le dîner means I'm preparing dinner. I do dinner. So don't say I do dinner. You translate the meaning and you can say it like I'm preparing dinner or I'm making dinner. And gato. You make a cake. Gato cake. You make a cake. He doesn't do. He doesn't uh, prepare the cake. He's not preparing the cake. He's not making the cake. Je viens. Viens pas à Bello. I'm not coming to Bello. Je ne viens pas à Bello. Est-ce que tu viens? Est-ce que tu viens? Do you come? Are you coming? Are you coming? You can add again any word. Are you coming to Vellore? Est-ce que tu viens à Vellore? Yes. So this is how you frame sentences using the irregular verbs. Shall I proceed? Fine. So these are the 12 irregular verbs. I said there are 15. So here you have two more. These are also irregular verbs. So here we are going to see about a verb called and another verb called avoir. So we'll see what is this. These verbs also will fall under irregular verbs, but still I've put it separately above because they are not a complete verb. They are all supporting verbs. These two verbs we call them as the supporting verbs. You can see by the meaning. Atre means to be. So see the different spellings of atre, the B forms, the different B forms. I am, je suis. So it's not complete, right? So that's why we call it as a supporting verb. To make it complete, you add something like phrasal. Now it's complete. A student. So he is je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. So these are the different spellings of this be form. Yes, and we call it as the supporting verbs. But you as beginners, you can just learn it as part of the irregular verbs that we have been seeing right now. Yes, because again here there's no particular pattern to be followed. You'll have to learn the spellings because they are totally different from the infinitive form. There's no any particular pattern, no particular ending. It's completely different. And its interrogative form is found by adding esker as usual, and negation is formed by adding no before and pa after. So now it will be, the meaning will be am I. So here it will be I am not. So this is interrogation and this is negative. The same thing happens with avoir. Again, different spellings of have the different spellings. So it's j'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. So here it would mean elle a, nous, got it. So this would be est que j'ai, and it would mean have I or do I have, and this would be I don't have. I'm just putting the meaning for the first one. I think the rest you could do. Got it. So I'm adding esker for and pa before or after the verb, and you can see the n changes to n apostrophe. If you remember, there are few words which will take apostrophe when it meets a word beginning with a vowel, and n is such a word. So instead of writing ne, I use n apostrophe because all the verb forms are beginning with a vowel in this case. So it's a je n'ai pas, tu n'as pas, il n'a pas, elle n'a pas, nous n'avons pas, vous n'avez pas, ils n'ont pas, elles n'ont pas. Got it? So the verb avoir an affirmative, interrogative, and the negative forms. So as said earlier, the types of sentences are all same for all the verbs. So regular verbs has got a particular pattern and irregular verbs don't. So for regular you learn the endings and you can change the endings. For irregular you have to learn the entire spellings of all these verbs. So write it in a notebook and practice. That's it. If you have any questions, any doubts, you can ask me right now. So have I made it very clear? Okay then. So far in all these classes, we have learned about the nouns and articles, and then the verbs and conjugations. So next class we'll be meeting on Thursday. Right? On Thursday we'll meet again and we'll be learning more framing more sentences. Yes. and types of exercises that you may get based on this for your exam because your cat is approaching. So you need to be aware of how the questions will be in the exam for French. So how you understand and answer. So we'll be doing that on Thursday's class. Meet you all there. Thank you.